welcome to BRIT Live.
I'm Kian.
I'm Luke.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Karis.
And welcome to our open evening special,
Where we'll be discussing information and having interviews with teachers from every strand.
As well as watching Stranded, celebrity visits and performances.
So get your popcorn, get comfortable, because we're about to get stuck in.
Pleasing it was, exciting it was, unreal it was, how easy it was to take the step front and fly away. Pleasing it was to feel the air, embracing, exciting it was to make it a completely new way. Unreal it was compared to all that it was yesterday. Don't you think pretending isn't our thing? Show me what's on your mind when I sing this song with you. Don't you know my feelings are unstoppable? I'm too high, too low, but the shiny sun I wanna flow. How easy it was to take the step front and fly away. Pleasing it was to feel the embrace, and exciting it was to make it a completely new. And real it was compared to all that it was yesterday. Yesterday. Would you know our goals are no more that remote? Forget what you've been told. Oh, don't let them get our gold. Whoa, will you dare? Following the eternal glare, and let the feathers burn with love, the sacrifice they need to learn from you. How easy it was to take a step front and fly away. Pleasing it was to feel the embrace, and exciting it was to make it a completely new. And real it was compared to all that it was yesterday. Yesterday. Blamelessly drawn in the dream blue sea. Blissfully be thinking what I've seen. Blamelessly drawn in the dream blue sea. Blissfully be thinking what I've seen. How easy it was to take a step front and fly away. Pleasing it was to feel the embrace, and exciting it was to make it a completely new. And real it was compared to all that it was yesterday. Yesterday. Yesterday.
That was fantastic.
amazing.
That was brilliant.
I wish I could sing like that.
Now onto video showcasing Dance Strand, with dancers expressing themselves as willingly as they was.
I'm here at Ignite Dance, where we're learning all about the dances that have been choreographed by dancers across the school.
My name is Shane and I'm 17 years old.
Hi, my name is Joshua Craigie. I'm in Year 12 Dance Strand and I'm 16 years old.
Hi, my name is Isabel Watara and I'm 16 years old.
Why do you want to get involved in Ignite Choreographic Platform?
I thought it would be a really good idea, you know, just to, because I like sometimes expressing myself like through movement, and I thought, you know, maybe it would be a good idea to, you know, share that, you know, because I usually keep it to myself.
So for Dance Strand people, we're always the ones being choreographed. So, you know, we don't get a chance to show off our full potential and our full strengths. And for me, Ignite is a nice way to show what you can do and to show what your talents are and to just be creative with yourself and whoever you choose to choreograph.
I think it's a good place to show off my creative skills and being able to work with someone and just enjoy myself.
How did you create your choreography?
I created my choreography through, I'd say, just like sitting down and like, I think it was more thought-based and visual in a way. So, and then when I kind of like brought the movement to life, I kind of like, you know, evolved it, exaggerated it some more, and it just, it's like a storm of ideas.
I kind of just came up with the storyline, and it was kind of a struggle because I'm like, okay, what is the storyline going to be? And then I kind of just played around with different music, kind of improv'd a bit, and I was just like, oh, this makes sense, and then it all fell into place after that.
Why is Ignite a good platform to share your own work?
I think because it allows people from different strands, different abilities just to come together and dance and enjoy themselves and showcase what that they've put together that has nothing to do with what teachers do.
It's a good platform to share my work because it's a way of how people can like recognize who I am.
Because for me, Ignite, I've always wanted to be a choreographer, so you know, it's a nice way to test my skills and to improve and to see what people think of my choreography.
I think it's just mainly emotion, to be quite honest with you, and just like, because I'm quite a, you know, like
Energetic.
energetic person, but like there's times where I can literally.
So now we have an interview with Izzy and Vicky from
Hiya.
Dance. Hello. Do you want to start?
I'll start this one off. So, what is an average week like in Dance Strand?
So we were practicing this outside.
Oh,
before we
really?
came on.
Oh.
So Izzy, do you want to answer that question?
I would say an average week is a lot of dancing. Our days start from about 8:30, finish around 4:30. Our classes, we do tap, ballet, jazz, contemporary, a bit of urban,
Ooh.
and then we also do a bit of theory work during the week as well. So
Nice.
very, very busy.
Sounds it.
Perfect. So what is your favourite kind of dance to do or teach, and can you show us at all?
I absolutely cannot show you anything right now because I'm injured.
Oh.
I'm not, but I'm going to say that. So I love teaching jazz and tap, but I do love musical theatre as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What about you, Izzy?
Oh, I think my favourite styles would be jazz and contemporary.
Jazz with Vicky.
Yes,
Ooh.
jazz with Vicky and contemporary. yeah. I can't show any tricks because the cameras will. There's not enough space. But maybe next time.
just a little
Visualise,
bit.
visualise.
Just visualise
Sorry.
some tap dancing. So, do students get an opportunity to perform outside of BRIT, or is it all based inside BRIT?
So there are lots of opportunities within BRIT. So we have the May Showcase, which is our big show, and we usually go to another theatre. We were at the Indigo at the O2, which was a really good experience, and we're hopefully going back there this year. next year, should I say. And then we have our Christmas show, which is coming up, Open Invitation, which is a smaller scale show that we do in the Obi Theatre. We also have Ignite, which is our choreography competition. And then there are lots of opportunities outside of school as well. I think you recently did a flash mob, didn't you?
Oh, perfect.
Was it Flash Mob in Bromley?
Yes, it was.
I heard about that.
one. Yeah, and you did an event as well, a tap event, wasn't it?
Yes, there
Tap
was a tap
intensive.
convention, so we did a jazz piece just to spice things up, and it was a really good opportunity. It was in the London Cabaret Club, so that was really good, and yeah, it was fun.
Perfect. Thank you. What kind of pathways do dance students go into after BRIT?
So most of our students audition for conservatoires, or they go to Bird or Erdang. So a lot of them will go on to other colleges, universities. Some of them go straight into work and just want to start auditioning. And a lot of them will decide that dance isn't for them, and they just want to do it as a hobby and go off and do lots of other things. I mean, one of our students, she's doing fitness, so she's doing a lot of sports and science. She's gone into that, yeah. And I know you've got big plans. When Izzy graduates, she's been telling me about her plans for after.
Do you mind sharing them with us at all?
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Sorry about that.
I think I definitely want to go to vocational. I'd love to go to Lipper.
Ooh.
And I would want to tour with Stomp, and I want to work with Janet Jackson, open my own company, and just travel the world and teach my own style.
So basically,
That's
look out for Izzy in the future.
Yeah,
And so we've got a little bit of a treat for you.
Oh, yeah.
We want to
of course.
dance for you, and we'd like you to rate
our
our dancing.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Obviously,
Yeah?
it's going to be 10 out of 10.
I mean, it's going to be 10 out of 10
Of
anyways.
course.
We don't have the music. Well,
Can we have
Yeah.
buzzers? Like,
Uh,
experts at
Do you want a
night and
beat
day?
or anything?
yeah, you're perfect. You're being perfect.
Perfect.
This is
I'm
brilliant.
loving this. Are you warm? Yeah.
Always got to stretch.
Got to stretch. Yes, good.
You want the beat now? Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah. Keep going. Dance always carries on. Professional. Yeah. Work it. Yay!
Personally, I don't think I belong in dance strand anymore. That was better than anything
I've
I've ever
questioned
seen.
What's that?
all my choreography that I've done in the
Yeah.
past, and I may use some of that.
Definitely.
Brilliant.
Next class. Yeah.
Absolutely
We
brilliant.
should probably copyright that.
Definitely. What do we call it? Like, we'll figure out a name later.
Yeah. Let us know. Yeah.
Right, so what is the best part of Dance Strand?
The students, absolutely for me. Yeah, these guys. I mean,
Perfect.
Izzy, I've known since she was 10. So being able to teach her from such a young age and being part of her future and, you know, helping her in that way has been really rewarding. So, and I think, for me, it's definitely the students and being part of their journey.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
I would say the environment, the range of styles, and the teachers, because I've been dancing since like I was 2, but in BRIT I've really gained a lot of experience and I've improved so much here, and the teachers give so much and work so hard, and it's just nice to be in an environment where everyone loves what they do and it's just so positive.
definitely.
Coming here is just, it's a nice feeling. You don't wake up and like, oh, I got school. You're actually happy to come
Well,
here.
sometimes.
sometimes.
But after coffee, I'm good to go.
thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are so happy to have you.
Happy to
so
be here.
now we have a
Jazzy
snazzy video.
about VAD.
Hello, my name is Freddie Smith and you're watching BRIT Live. Today we're at the VAD Art Show. Just open, let's go in and have a little look around. Hi, I'm here with Neve and Simone and they're both VAD students. Hi. And so how long have you been working on your projects?
Well, it's like a collection. So I've got a piece from our first one, which was like way back in like September.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, so I've got a photography piece in there, print, and you've got your graphics as well. Yeah.
What was your favourite piece in the show?
I really like Jessie Nichols' piece with the swinging sponge because the audience can interact with it and it has a really nice message. It's quite simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice. I like Lily Walters' piece in Year 13. She did a fine art piece of like someone's face and then she made it 2D and 3D. I thought that was so great.
So what was your favourite piece?
I really enjoyed my brother's pieces. He did like a shoe mask out of a shoe, and then he did a whole entire outfit out of trousers.
I think the outfit I most enjoyed was my friend Wilf's, who did a jumper sort of all around Generation Z, and like he had headphones coming out of the what's it called? String bit, I can't remember, and it was covered in fake barbed wire.
Hi guys, welcome back to the studio. So you just watched a little clip telling you a bit about VAD. Would you like to tell us a bit about VAD? What does it stand for, first and foremost?
VAD is the Visual Arts and Design strand, mainly focused around artwork, exhibitions, and so forth. So with us now we have Alice Everest.
Hi, welcome to the studio. Perfect timing.
Take a seat.
No problem. Give me a second. Breather in the studio.
It's all okay.
Don't worry. I do MT, so we're used to breathing exercises.
Thank you.
No problem. Welcome. Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
No problem. Without further ado, let's get into it. So welcome to the studio, Alice.
Thank you so much.
First of all, would you like to tell us what subject areas does VAD cover?
What subject areas? So we cover painting, printmaking, textiles, photography, graphics, illustration, video, everything and anything. Fashion.
Long list.
Yeah,
Long
we do a
list.
lot.
Okay, that's
We should
cool.
probably say Alice is the director of
Yeah,
VAD
one
as
of
well.
them. Chris is my co-director as well, so there's two of us
So
on the team.
we've got an expert here, guys. Trust us.
So, out of curiosity, what facilities do VAD offer to students?
Huge amounts. I mean, it's a really broad spectrum. So we have a textile suite with loads of sewing machines, heat press, and lots of a variety of kind of materials for that. We have a print studio with an exposure bed, screen wash, print bed, so you can do silk screen printing, etching as well. And so I'm still trying to get
It's all fine.
a dark room. We also have a full Mac suite with all of the kind of creative suite on it as well. So a 3D studio, workshops. Yeah, it's incredible.
Everything, basically.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, do you think you had like a moment where you thought, yeah, this is the route I want to go down? Like, was there anything that inspired you in particular, or what's your story? How? did you
Okay,
end up in
so
VAD?
I studied art and dance at uni.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been here, I think, about 14 years.
Okay.
So yeah, so I also used to do some boys' dance troupe as well here, which was great.
Yeah.
But I think people often say, like, are you an artist? What do you do? You know, like, you've got to always have a practice and things. But actually, I think my major practice is being a teacher. That's my vocation.
Of course.
I love it. I love teaching young people. So that's where it comes from, really. So
Okay,
yeah,
wonderful.
there wasn't a eureka moment.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Well, so of course you obviously director VAD.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Probably the best person to talk to. In what way do students actually get to exhibit their artwork in terms of just displaying it? Yeah.
Great that you asked me, because we've got a show at Chelsea School of Art tomorrow.
Chelsea School of Art tomorrow, guys.
Exactly. Private view
Be
is
there.
5:30 till 7:30. So we will exhibit internally a lot within our studios, also in the OB Theatre. But we've also exhibited this year at the Royal Academy and of Arts, and we also have been at the Hospital Club. We're kind of about to do a collaboration with Abbey Road Studios, and obviously got a huge connection with Chelsea School of Arts as well. So yeah, we're getting ourselves out there, which is great. So students, vocationally it's amazing. They get to actually work within the industry. They get to really feel live briefs because we've got really great partners. So yeah.
Oh, okay, wonderful. What would you say for a student coming in post-16 or Key Stage 4, would you say is the best part of VAD? Like, what is the selling factor, basically?
So there's so much.
Selling factor is kind of, I was just saying actually in our talk over the other side that, you know, we could be in an aircraft hangar. The facilities are incredible. It's amazing. We love it. But actually it's because we've got incredible staff and they're really dedicated. And the students, they create it, they make it, you know, they bring it to life. They're incredible and they're really dedicated. So if you're joining that team, that's what's really special for them.
Yeah,
so,
That's fantastic. Sounds like such an amazing place to work with.
It
really.
is.
It sounds absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Am I
Alice.
done?
Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
Wow,
Unless you
so
have
much.
anything else you'd like to share.
Anything else I'd like to share? Come over to VAD, come and see us. Go to Chelsea. I will plug that again.
Yeah.
5:30, 7:30, and
Tomorrow?
No,
Is that
tomorrow night.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow night. Chelsea School of Arts. It's kind of opposite the Tate Britain.
Oh, that's
Very
cool.
chic.
Lovely
very cool.
venue.
Yeah, nice
Thank
venue.
you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
Have
you.
a lovely
I'm
day.
so
Sorry for making
I
you
was
rush
late.
over.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was late. That was
no,
my fault.
that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, coming up now, we've got the first episode of Stranded that we recorded, and in advance, apologies to Louis Napper for what happened here.
Speaking of Stranded, that's quite interesting. Like, after talking to Alice, I want to do Stranded and maybe like try a day out.
We
in
should do a
VAD.
presenters edition of
Yeah,
Stranded.
that'd be quite cool. Okay, so
Except
I'd go
three
to
of us are in
VAD.
theatre.
What strand would you go to? Do you think?
Oh, I think I should shift over to FMP.
FMP.
Who knows?
Interesting. We're going to have someone from FMP come to talk to us a bit later, guys. So look forward to that. But other than that, thank you very much, guys, and on to our next clip.
Stop trying to bite me! Stop trying to bite me! Shakespeare is not okay!
Hello everybody, my name's Luke. Welcome to this brand new section, this brand new segment on BRIT Live. It's called Stranded. This is Vodka, I Wanna Die. Today, we got Izzy McIntosh. She's from TTA. She's building a set for Much Ado. She's going to be a lesson with us today doing voice, so that she knows how to act.
I don't want to. Hi, I'm Izzy. I'm in Year 12 TTA.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I'm in theatre in Year 11. Theatre is hard work, but you get a lot of reward from it. So like you get to perform in front of an audience, and everyone in theatre, we are like a family, but like TTA, there's always like the Debbie Downers who like just always bring the mood down or something. Then I just lift it up, as you do, you know. Why do we need to fill these in?
So that it's smooth, so that when you paint it, you don't see all the holes where you screwed it together.
So you really go to that much detail? But if you was on the stage, nobody's really going to look at the holes, are they?
Some people do.
Yeah, it's probably something I would do, just to bitch about it.
Filling?
I'm coming really straight now.
You're becoming straight?
Yeah.
By doing
I feel
this?
This is like what my dad does. He did it to the skirting boards. Right, so in theatre, it's really like, it's clean, spacious, freewheeling. It's just nice.
Oh my god! It's not! When they were banks rather than filled with mine!
The vibe is like positive, and you'll go in, and everyone is friendly and welcoming. It's like a family. Yeah, that's what it's like.
You know, you got to get stuck in. If someone asks you to do something, you just got to be like, you can't be like, oh, I'm not really bothered. Like, you got to be like, right, because otherwise, literally, as the saying goes, the show must go on. If you don't do your part in construction or stage management, then the shows that that are put on at BRIT literally can't go on because there'll be nothing to show.
Yeah, that's true. Too much hard work. I'm gonna have a sweat out when I'm standing up the yard. Oh, my nails getting ruined. This is tragic. Too much effort. I've released a bit of anger, but I don't have that much hatred.
If you want to put rust spray on, ideally do it like around the edges, like in the cracks, 'cause that's what
What if I over rust it?
We can just paint it.
Looks like tan.
It does a bit, doesn't it? It's actually quite
Looks like my tan.
Try again.
Right, I'll try what last time.
Bridge is the only thing.
Can I go this way?
Go for it. Try it here, and anywhere that's visible.
I was gonna think of somewhere I really don't like. I can't bake that out. Just can't. Because they just think that they're better than me. You know, I'm the queen. I'm the best. What is that? Oh, I feel like I'm a personal trainer. I do. I feel like I'm on The Biggest Loser. That's what I feel like I'm on. I've learned what actually goes on behind the stage. So I'm just used to going on the stage and performing, but the work which goes on behind, so like the filling, the sawing, the making, and just so much stuff like that. So I feel like I appreciate a lot more that actually goes on for a show.
How's it different in every single way possible? It's not dirty.
That was great, Sam.
It was really fun. It was not what I was expecting, but I knew I was expecting to be stressed, which I was. But it was fine. It was fun stress. I was a bit scared when I was about to perform in front of everyone, but it went well. People applauded, so out of pity probably, but it's okay.
So that. We've got a lovely studio audience here.
Oh, perfect.
Thanks, guys.
So that was that wasn't Brit Live, that was Stranded.
This is BRIT Live.
This
though,
is
yeah.
Brit Live. Do you think you'd be able to go through with Stranded?
I could. I mean, I'm an MT. I'm very comfortable in MT. That's why I chose it. But I'm quite an adventurous character, so I'd want to try
Okay.
something like completely different. I was saying earlier to Luke, VAD sounds interesting.
Oh, that's true.
What would you do?
Probably the same, actually. I do
VAD.
quite like painting, as you can tell
Yeah,
by my...
She made these herself. No biggie. They're really good.
I mean,
really
I'd fit
good.
right in, wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
definitely.
Perfect. So,
Okay.
we have an interview with Lucy Harris, who is a community arts practice teacher. Perfect.
Welcome to the studio.
Thanks so
Without
much.
further ado, let's get into it. So, who would you say is best suited to community arts practice? Like, what qualities would you look for in a student?
I think first and foremost, somebody who kind of has shown an interest in community arts itself, or wants to kind of find out a little bit more. I think qualities, just somebody who is willing to work as a team. We work quite inclusively within the course, so it's just kind of being willing to work in that way, and explore loads of different skills and techniques that they will get from the course.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh, perfect. So, what is the most fulfilling part of being part of community arts?
I mean, that's really difficult because it sounds like a cliche, but it is kind of, there is so much that we work with so many different people, which is, there's so much about it that is fulfilling. I think apart from kind of working with our client group, so we work with young children, we work with adults living with dementia, we work with people with learning difficulties, which in itself, just working with them and working with different people is massively fulfilling.
Yeah.
I think probably the most is watching the students' journey from when they start and they do their very first project and they come out and they're like, I get it now. That's quite amazing to see.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, and that's really good because I think a lot of people forget just how influential the arts is in our life.
definitely.
It can help so much, inspire so much. So that's wonderful that we've got this course going on. Would you say that someone needs prior experience coming to the course? Like, do you need to have experience as a dancer or singer or on a stage at all?
No, not really. I think lots of people come and apply for CAP for really, really different reasons and have really different backgrounds. Some people have experienced community arts in really different ways, whether that's their school life, their background, it might be their interests because they love theatre, they love performing, or they just want to try something new.
Yeah.
So there is no prior experience, I think just an interest and willingness to kind of learn about the course, really.
Oh, perfect. So, what lessons does a typical CAP student have in a week?
In a week. So it varies, but kind of mostly it'd be acting techniques, drama improvisation, voice for the actor, physical theatre, singing, dance, children's theatre, theatre and education. There's lots.
The list goes
The list goes on. But that's kind of like a general, yeah.
But it's good because even if you're weaker in one area,
it means that there's
yes,
different
and
opportunities.
there's always
for
something
you.
different happening as well. So even if there's one thing you're like, I really don't want to do this, then
Looking
2 hours
forward
later
to the
you're
next
doing
thing.
something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. So for you, what would you say are like the opportunities that students get? Like, what are the type of things they can do to showcase their work?
So throughout the course,
Yeah.
I
do
mean,
you have any performances coming up actually that you'd like to
we
share?
do at the
Ooh.
moment.
What
we
we got
do.
coming? Promote it,
So,
promote it.
well, we started last year, and we were commissioned by the Met Police
Okay.
to create a show or a performance that tackles the issues of knife crime within Croydon. So we started that last September, and we toured to about 22 different schools within Croydon, reached a couple of thousand children, and now we're rebooting it this year with our new students, and this tour starts on Tuesday.
Oh,
In
wow.
Croydon. Yeah.
Good luck to you and the students.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
sure it's going to be amazing.
We're also performing snippets of the show, 10 past the hour every hour till home time.
Wonderful. That's tonight.
That's
Wonderful.
tonight.
Get
yeah.
down there, guys.
Perfect. And lastly, what is the best part of CAP?
Oh, the best part of CAP is the people in all senses, whether the students, the staff, and the client groups, the people that we work with, is the best thing, I think.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming to
Thank you.
this.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So next up, we're gonna have a little clip showing us a bit more about the day in the life of a student from CAP. So that's gonna be wonderful. In case you didn't already get enough, we're gonna show you a bit more. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hello, we're BRIT Live.
You are joking.
I know.
That was atrocious.
That better be in that.
What is the show about today?
So our show is about what we do in our day-to-day kind of course, and what kind of lessons we do, and what kind of clients group we actually work with, and what kind of impact our course and what we do actually has on people.
I think it's really important, obviously, because we do so much. Like, we have so much experience. Like, as soon as we started, it was going straight in and working with like a client. I think it was Lodge, which is like children with like hearing impediments, and it just our show just really contrasts. It shows like how complex the things that we do are and how different it can range from.
What today is all about in terms of you coming to the school and working with the CAP students?
I have no idea.
I think it's because we worked with them on our spring show last year. It's just sort of decided to just like meet up with each other and see what we've all been doing and getting up to since we last saw them. So obviously we've just performed our piece to them and we're just waiting to watch their piece, which we're
Did you kind of put these workshops together yourselves, or were they kind of given to you?
We kind of, I think some people got chosen to run, but then what happens in there is all up to us. Like, we're left completely.
So in terms of our festival on a whole, we were split into different groups. So there was like me personally, I was in a bookings team, so I was in charge of getting all the clients that we have coming in. We have people that are planning workshops.
I was marketing.
You was marketing,
so
so
I
she
was
was
doing
focused
social
on-
media, so like all the Instagram posts, all the posters that went out, everything. I was a part of doing that.
And that's just in terms of our festival. When it comes to our show, our teachers they've put together 4 pieces, but the rest of it is completely us. We've devised, choreographed, written, kind of everything that we've done.
Directed.
And I think it's really important that we did do that, because it just shows that it's coming from
us,
us,
like from
our
our heart.
experiences, and it's not just it's different to a normal show.
And that was recap. Community arts practice.
Just made a cap joke.
Yeah, I did. I try.
You've been dying to make that joke for the whole day, haven't you?
Literally, yeah. I
Right.
try.
Thanks, Zach.
No worries.
Cool. So coming up now, we've got a student's insight on production arts, formerly known as technical theatre arts.
Yeah, it is.
Here we are.
I'm Jensen Tilly and I do we do everything to do with putting on a show. So all the lighting, sound, costume, set, stage management, everything behind the scenes to go with the show, that's what we do. Some people have a lot of experience, some people don't. It's a very creative subject. It doesn't seem like it, but all lighting needs designing and sound needs designing, costume and set all need designing, and even when you're in stage management, you're making props, which will need designing. But no, you don't. A lot of people get in with like art folders and their art portfolios and stuff. Other people have more experience, but it's about your passion for what you do. Do it if you have a passion for theatre, passion for a passion for what goes on backstage, then definitely apply. Definitely musical theatre season last year. We had Kiss Me Kate, Little Shop of Horrors and Legally Blonde. Then our community term, we did another musical theatre show, but it's really just ramping up now with Common Ground season and musical theatre season. Once we get in the theatre, stage management are in charge of the show. So you have a stage manager who is in charge of all the times the cast gets in, all the health and safety, anything to do with the show that is happening, they're in charge of. Then you have a deputy stage manager and they coordinate the show behind the scenes, so they control all the lighting and sound changes. And then you have assistant stage manager, which is in charge of all the props. And we work in stage management probably for about 3 or 4 months before the show to get everything ready to get it up. Fast paced, that's 2 words. I don't know. I don't know what the third word would be. Yeah, fast paced, fun, and really involved.
And that was the production arts video. I mean, production arts, right?
Yeah.
Making things, like creativity. I love creativity, it's great.
So with us now, we've got Ian Teague, his assistant head of production arts, if I'm correct. Hi, nice to meet you. So would you like to just give us a bit of a rundown of what production arts actually is, for those who say nobody knew what it was, just give us a rundown.
So production arts is, we basically teach people about set design and making, costume design and making, sound, lighting, stage management, AV, projection in live shows. Basically everything you do to put on a show apart from performing.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. Our students work really hard.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I'd say that'd sound technical, but you actually just recently dropped the technical out of your name. So you've now made the move to production arts rather than technical theatre arts.
Why was the change? Yeah.
The change was we felt that production arts reflected what we do more, because we do technical stuff, but we don't just do technical stuff, because we do designing, we do stage management. So we thought that having technical in there could put some people off, because they think they have to be, really techie and lights and sound and stuff. And arts, because it's art. It's art.
So look at our set here. It's just art.
And in fact, you're going to get a new set for the next BRIT.
Yes, we are.
Designed specially by one of our production art students, and is being made at this very moment.
Oh, nice.
So you thought that production arts really covered sort of the wide scope that TTA didn't represent before.
Yeah, it covers a wider scope, and as sort of a move in higher education, a lot of the courses are now saying, rather than saying technical theatre, they're saying production arts, And the qualification we do is called production arts. So we thought
it makes more
sense.
sense, doesn't it?
Now, we've got our theatre common ground shows coming up. Is there any
Absolutely.
that you're looking forward to curating, like set designs? and all that kind
Well,
of
that's
stuff?
already happening for us.
Oh, it's already happening.
Oh, yeah. We've so there's 3 students designing common ground, one each play, and they've already been starting making models. So they've got rough models, and we had meetings today with the directors and the lighting designers and sound designers as well, coming in on that conversation. So it's well on the way, and after when we get into next term, we'll start building.
Ooh,
so it's all really exciting. It's all happening.
So, out of curiosity, because we are both
we're
theatre
both
students
theatre.
of different productions, what would you say is the production you're more looking forward to out of Jekyll and Hyde and Government Inspector?
I mean, and Road as well.
And Road, and Garrison Road as well.
Well, I don't know. It's really hard because I sort of read all the plays in the summer and thought, wow, I'd like to design any of those. Because, I mean, my background is as a set designer.
Oh, okay.
And I've actually designed Road once. So I thought, and I think it's a great play. And I thought, Jekyll and Hyde, that'll be sort of, no, that's just a normal Victorian thing. But then I read it and I thought, wow, this is really fantastic. But I won't sort of like say why. Don't want to spoil it for people.
Spoilers.
There's a bit of a spoiler there. But
No spoilers.
I think that's a fantastic play. And the Government Inspector is, again, they're all great plays.
So the answer is clear. Production Arts have said it. Government Inspector is the best.
They did not say that. They did not say that.
I mean, I'm saying it. So, of course, Production Arts, it plays a massive role in the school. So
Definitely.
Other than theatre, how does Production Arts actually work with other strands?
Well, we work with dance because when there's dance shows, we support those because we do costume and we do lighting and sound for those. We work with music when you're doing concerts. Some of our students are working on the lighting and sound for those. So pretty much all of any sort of production that goes on, even when
even this.
It's all even this, as I say, we're building a new set for you now. VAD, when they do their exhibitions, there's a certain amount, we sort of make sure it's lit properly. So pretty much everything that we connect with pretty much every strand in the school.
So you're like the glue that just holds us.
We are.
They're the glue, guys. If you want to be the glue that holds us all, bring our family together. Be the glue. Join Production Arts. See, pitching already.
Just to lead on to our final, it's been great having you here.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say is the best part of Production Arts? If you could take it down to one thing.
I think the best thing is the opportunity it gives to our students.
Yeah.
Because I said my background is set designer and set and costume designer, and I didn't design a show that was actually realised. I only did sort of model theoretical ones until I was in the 3rd year of my degree.
Oh wow!
So I'd done a foundation course. I was 21. We had a student leave last year, Lucy Ruff, who is really talented student, and when she left at 18, she designed 3 shows that had actually happened, and they were all really good. So the opportunity that students have, I just love that. I love seeing the work that they do.
I feel like that just is such a good end point for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming. Now to showcase a top-notch video of all those top-notch celebrities that have come to see BRIT in this last year.
So if the song is a hit, it should be alright.
Got to be absolutely committed and determined.
So, coming up now, we've got the FMP showreel from detailing 2018's work from FMP students. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. So, coming up right now, wearing the exact same shirt from last year's open evening, FMP technician Joe Reardon. It's great to have you here, Joe.
It's great to be here.
So, we have some questions for you. Yes. What kind of projects are post-16 FMP students making?
All kinds of projects. At the moment, because we're very close to the beginning of the year, it's more about foundation skills building. So I think the first project we got them doing was a Swede project where they had 1 week to make a Swede-style film, which is basically a cheap knockoff of another pre-existing film. And now they're working on their horror films for Halloween, which we showcase about a month or so.
I remember last year's ones; they were quite scary.
I remember doing one of the Swede projects. I was in, I think it was Kai Tinsley, and he did Shaun of the Dead as one of his.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I played a fantastic Nick Frost. If I'm perfectly honest.
Definitely.
I thought it was brilliant. Though, so what kind of skills do FMP students actually learn and develop over the course of the sixth form FMP course?
So over the 2 years, a huge range of skills from filmmaking to live TV, like BRIT Live, live radio for BRIT FM, and I think more kind of artistic media. So we do a project with Apple in year 13, where they have to produce kind of video content to go behind musicians on the screen that gets kind of projected up behind them, and you can get a bit more creative in that sense.
Ooh, that sounds really interesting.
Obviously, you're definitely the person to talk to about this in regards to the equipment that FMP students actually have to access. Because obviously, this is a very creative school. Pupils are always encouraged to go out and make their projects. Mm-hmm. So, what kind of equipment do FMP students particularly have access to?
So we have a whole range of equipment that just kind of keeps getting better every year. Initially, students who start on the course will start you on a DSLR camera, kind of work more photography based and teach you the principles of using the cameras. Then when you get into your projects in the first year that are marked and count towards your grade, we actually upgrade to the cameras that we're shooting BRIT Live with tonight. And then finally, when you go into year 13, you get to play with really fun stuff. And we use a whole range of mirrorless Sony cameras and nice lenses and external recorders and lighting and sound. And
so it's like
all the bells and whistles.
The top of the top, essentially. Yeah. Great.
We actually have a really interesting question for you. If you could produce any film with any actor on any budget, what would it be and why?
I mean, the first thing that pops into my head is after seeing producers producing even TV shows, the last thing I'd ever want to do would be produce, because it looks like the most stressful job in the world. But if I could, it would be something small, low budget, indie, maybe like a 24-hour film challenge that they do, something short-lived that's fun.
So quite like artistic value for yourself, really.
Something just a little bit more underground, where the stakes aren't quite so high as the big boy stuff.
Okay.
Fantastic. So overall, what would you say is the best part of FMP?
The best part is probably seeing the range of work that the students produce.
Sorry.
So when students apply for the course, I get the job of basically sitting and watching through all the portfolio stuff. So I have a really good idea of the level of work that students are at when just before they start the course, and then seeing them progress and kind of how diverse the work gets throughout the years.
What are FMP students actually asked for in the terms of the portfolio? Just out of my own curiosity, actually.
So we ask for work that's either you can produce photography, so we sort of had to put a limit on the amount of photos or work, because we ended up with just gigs of stuff to trawl through. But any photography, the most common one is just a show reel, so like a 60-second cut down of all their favourite work, a couple of short films, or if you're more into audio, like a radio show or an interview or something like that, you can deliver, I think, up to 1 minute of audio clips to show what you're like in that area.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming in, Joe. So coming up now, we've got our Music of Queen video.
From last year?
Last year, it's a music show that happened last year regarding Queen. Hope you enjoy.
Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love.
This September, the Year 13 Music Strand took to the Obi stage for a night in tribute to the iconic and legendary music of Queen. We spoke to some of the performers after the show about how it felt performing the show they've been planning for so long.
So how was that? Can you sum it up in one word?
Mental.
Amazing.
Immense.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. Fantastic. That's really generic, but fantastic. I actually can't think of another word to describe it.
Recovery? I don't know what you use for that.
All a bit overwhelming. It's insane. It's so insane. We need a third night. Next year, third night. Third night next year. Did you have a favourite moment of the show?
Favourite moment was definitely the ending, because I always used to say the favourite moment was the beginning, with the curtain drops, being in that song, but at the end, the fact I got to be on drums for We Will Rock You, where everyone claps around, and then We Are the Champions for the final cymbal wash, and then the God Save the Queen moment is just, it's the mixture of iconic, mental, and hilarious at the same time. But it's great to see Ralph and Daniel up there being the kings that they are, being dressed appropriately.
Did you have a favourite song or moment? Song in my songs? Yeah. Radio Gaga, definitely, because like I was there, I was like getting the crowd to clap. It was amazing, and like just the energy of that crowd tonight, insane.
Probably my favourite moment would have been when I came out with my wings. Oh, I loved it.
Who made the wings? Like,
oh, my mum made them, and my boyfriend Joe helped as well. So yeah, they did it without me knowing, because I was like, oh, I want wings, and I'd gone around looking for wings everywhere, and then I came home, my mum was like, ta-da! I was like, oh, you
that is so adorable.
I do really like the national anthem at the end. There was a bit, I don't know if you guys got to see it, but before the crown didn't quite fit on one of the guitarist's heads.
How does it feel to be up there?
Oddly powerful in a way that's probably unhealthy but fun.
Like before you get on, your heart is beating, and like when you're in the makeup room, it's all calm and everyone's like singing to the mirror. But then when you get on there and you get that adrenaline, and like the crowd is screaming at you, and Oh, it's so insane. There's like no words to describe the feeling.
How long does it take you to prepare?
Well, we started like halfway through year 12, and we're in year 13 now. So
a long while.
Time, and we had to have our teachers in our rehearsals, so like to make sure everything goes well. So it's been strenuous, but it was so worth it.
We had literally every day was rehearsals. We had lunch rehearsals, after school rehearsals, especially for Bohemian Rhapsody, which it turned out to be amazing. I can only say amazing because that's what it like. Honestly, everyone was really good.
But halfway through the show, disaster struck.
Oh God, don't even mention the power cut. But I think personally that's like a building thing that's happened. So it'll build us all up in our characters. So we all know now how we would act in a power cut. And some of us acted a bit quieter than others. But no, I think everyone handled it really professionally. The crew handled it professionally. And I think everyone on stage was really well with it. So I think it's really good that we did that.
We're back, everyone!
How was it working with TTA to produce this show? Because obviously they had a big role in the whole thing.
They're just fantastic. I mean, we don't, I think, ever appreciate how much backstage people do for shows like this, but this has been, and the teachers keep saying it on and on and on, it's the most technically demanding show the music department has ever put on, which ironically all fell apart for a tiny couple of hiccups, which is why some people don't rely on that much technology. But for the most part, especially last night as well, it all went smoothly, and for the rest of the show tonight, apart from those 2 hiccups, it really just gave us all out there, and TTA were a massive part of that. They fixed it, not once but twice. So we're very, very thankful for them, and if you're watching, thank you.
Thank you, TTA.
Thank you so much.
I mean, big up to TTA, who like completely slayed it all, and it was not their fault at all, and they handled it so professionally, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting on this show for us, like honestly.
And almost like in a football commentary, it's a tale of 2 halves. Because the first half, when in the very first track when we opened the show, we were all very excited for it. The curtain drops, everything went fine. I should have sensed that the power cut was coming because I lost a button before we went on, so that was clearly a bad omen.
A bad omen.
Yeah, so we lost that, and then power cuts kept happening. We were all very nervous backstage. Nobody knew what was going wrong. We were all thinking, if it happens again, then we're going to cut the show. We're going to do it on a different night. Everyone was all up in it, and then some things started peeping through for some mistakes because everyone was so nervous, pretty much bricking it, thinking, is it going to cut again?
Yeah.
And then the second half, I think we collected ourselves, and the intermission, we sort of ran through it. Everything was going smoothly, and we thought, okay, we've got this again.
We got it.
And we probably did the second half the best we've done it. So really just left it all out there for all to see. That was a really good moment for it.
Incredible, yeah.
Like, we all worked really hard. It took a long time, but it's all come together, and hopefully we've done Freddie Mercury proud.
It was so much fun. So thank you so much for putting on.
Thank you for being there. Thank you everyone who went for being there.
From our Music of Queen show, which was last academic year. How cool was that?
That was amazing.
Amazing.
I mean, I didn't go watch it last year, but if
I've
there's
seen
another one,
clips of it. I've seen clips, and it looks really good. So we have to get tickets for the next one.
Definitely.
Okay? We're about to find out when the next music show is. In the studio live right now, we have Nisha with us. Welcome to the studio.
Hey.
Hi. So you're a music student, correct?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So across year 12 and year 13, what type of things do students study on your course?
Okay, so we've got theory, we've got all different genres of music, have our own research. It kind of depends, like, because we've done a new course, we have more freedom to do our own thing. We do a lot of shows, which you should all come and watch.
So, talking on shows, when's your next show?
It should be December. We're doing film music.
Ooh.
You know, we've got a bit of Black Panther, we've got a bit of Stranger Things, there we are.
Nice.
So all different types of things.
Oh, okay, cool.
And what's a week like in music? So, like, what's your schedule like?
The thing is, it's quite annoying. They keep changing it, but they keep changing
Quite
it
annoying,
because
but she loves it.
But
She
I
loves
love
it.
it. Yes, I love it. I really do. They change it because obviously there's so many people, but it really ranges. In year 12 and year 13, it's mainly, I'd say, a lot of, not that much, quite a lot. Can I talk today? Coursework, a lot of practical. So I might come in and we have some practical sessions, and then we've got songwriting, then theory. They're trying to push us to be able to like do grades in theory. So I'm going to do grade 4. Hopefully, I'll get a distinction.
Hopefully. Teacher, give her a distinction, please. Thanks.
And what else do we do? We look at different genres of music. It's quite a range of things. It really depends on what show we've got as well, so that might depend on what we
it's
research.
like seasonal, it depends on the
Seasonal,
time.
it depends, yeah.
No problem. So there's another strand called music technology.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between music technology and music? Like, are they connected? Are they
Like,
two
do they get to
separate
work
things?
Yeah,
together
this
at
is
times?
new. This is a new strand, but what we do work with each other. We've worked with each other before.
Okay.
So they mainly look at production side. So Logic, for instance, is a program. We even use it as well, but they're mainly focused
So
on
they specialise
yeah,
in that.
specialize in
Okay, cool.
production. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nice. So, like, because you do music, is there? Do you have to have like a certain genre? Like, do you have to sing, or like, can you be trained to be able to do these things?
No,
That makes
you can be
sense.
trained. Yeah, you can be trained. It actually ranges. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to fit into a certain, category or repertoire. You can do whatever you want, and they really encourage it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What do you do, by the way?
I'm mainly R&B, sort of soul type alternative.
Yeah. Singing. Wonderful. Do you want to share something with us? Put you on the spot there.
Oh, okay. I don't give me a
You
song.
don't have to. No pressure. No pressure.
What song is there?
What song? So you listen to R&B. Do you like Alicia Keys?
Oh yeah,
Alicia
I do.
Keys. I got it first
I'm trying
time.
to think, what song?
Guys, we're about to have another live performance in the
Oh.
studio. I think.
I don't even
What
know.
song? We've got like Falling.
No one. Is
No
that
One.
Alicia Keys?
Yeah. No One's a beautiful song.
Okay.
Whichever one. You don't have to, but
Okay.
if you're really, really trying to impress
It's
us
quite
tonight.
scary. Okay, might not come out right, but trust me. Okay. No one, no one, no one.
Can I get a cheer, guys?
Way of what I'm feeling. No one, no one, no one can get in the way of what I'm feeling.
Thank you so much.
That
I'm
was
so glad I did that. I'm so glad I did that. There could be like a music producer watching right now, or like
Yeah.
a record label. So hopefully you'll get that call tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, so you've already told us you have performances. So what would you say is like your best part of music then?
Yeah.
I'd say it's actually the performances.
performances.
I do like
Performances,
to be able to
cool.
push myself, so I like theory classes. I keep banging this. Sorry. I do like to do theory because I want to push myself. I do like the range of things, but mainly performance is, most important for me because that's what I want to do. I wanna
Yeah.
perform. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for
problem.
coming.
Thanks for having
Beautiful
me.
singing. She wasn't expecting that. That was not prepared, guys. That was actual live. So thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I hope you
I
enjoyed.
love this. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
God.
was beautiful. You
You
love
can come back
performing, so-
anytime.
I will.
Yeah.
I will do.
Thank you so much for coming. So
And up next, we have Erasmus, which was broadcasted last year in March with schools from across Europe, I think.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we had loads of countries come. We had people from Spain, people from Italy. It was really cool. The canteen was completely packed. and
Completely packed.
Loads of new people, but it was exciting. Hopefully, it will happen again this year.
Hopefully.
But let's see what went down last year in this clip.
Hello, welcome to the Notes of Europe, live from the BRIT School in London. I'm Kieran Taylor-Ford.
And I'm Meg McGrady. Nine different schools from around Europe have come together right on this very stage to perform in a spectacular symphonic rock orchestra.
It's part of the Erasmus Plus project. Amongst the orchestra we have students from Romania, Spain, Czech Republic, Turkey, Germany, Lithuania, Estonia, Italy and the UK. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It is like Eurovision.
They've been working very hard for months and will be bringing the event to you exclusively here on BRIT Live. We visit the Iginelli School all the way from Italy.
Italy? That's a pretty big place, Meg.
Well, it's hard to peg them down because they don't just come from one place, but 4 different towns: Parabita, Alezio, Gallipoli, Caserona, and Caserona.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Right. So that was Erasmus. With us now, someone who you've obviously never ever seen before.
Oh, clearly not.
Definitely does not work for BRIT Live whatsoever. It's Maya.
Maya.
Good to see you. I've never met you guys.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
wonderful to meet. Sorry, what was your name again?
The name's Maya.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
to meet you.
Okay, Mia. So, well, what strand are you part of?
So I'm part of MT, standing for musical theatre.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, perfect.
So, if you could give us a 30-second pitch of why people should join musical theatre.
Why people should join musical theatre. Okay, so musical theatre basically encompasses, well, like mainly singing, acting, and dancing. But the thing with musical theatre is you don't have to be strong in all of them, which is why I went to it. For example, I joined at the beginning of year 12 not knowing how to dance at all.
Oh.
We have to do ballet classes, which scares so many people away. But I've improved so much as a dancer. And not only that, it also improves your confidence so much. So people doing musical theatre, you don't necessarily have to do it in the future. It just is a skill set. It teaches you skills that strengthen you for any career path that you go down in the future. So I'd say musical theatre is the best strand, if I must. Oh, sorry, we've got some theatre people. There's a bit of competition going on.
Okay.
3 against 1. 3 against 1.
Oh, that's true. I shouldn't have brought this up. Never mind.
So,
what kind of like productions have you been a part of since your time at BRIT? And which one's your favourite? Like,
which one's my favourite? Okay, so we've been a part of quite a few. Obviously, you guys are part of theatre, so you would know there's different types of performances. For example, we've had devising, which is like created all by us. It's our original material.
you had your children's theatre
Yeah,
unit as
we
well.
had that.
Yeah.
I really
we had a
enjoyed
children's
that.
theatre unit as
yeah,
well.
we had them at the same
Copycats?
time.
Yeah.
Joking.
We started
We
ours
love you.
first.
We love you. No, but I think for me, a lot of people would disagree, but I loved the devising part just because I'm quite creative. I like to direct a lot. I'm quite interested in going down that route. So I don't like fear away from using my own material. Whereas like other people, which is perfectly fine, might prefer to be directed. So I really enjoy the devising project. But to be honest, just being on stage at all is like my passion. So I'm happy with all of it.
That's fantastic. So would you say that would be the best part of MT, or would you say that you've got your own personal favorite?
I'd say I don't think there's a best part because like I've got like at least 5 top fives, I guess. I mean, the performing for one, but also just the confidence it's given me. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do this interview so freely like a year ago, and just you don't even realize it, but then when you look back on your past, you're like, I've come so far. Like, I think the head of CAP was saying earlier how just your journey, the way you improve, the way you communicate with people just improves so much at BRIT School. So I think that's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, I really agree with you. Like, I've been here since year 10. Like, the difference like 4 years makes.
Yeah.
Or even just like 2, because you came in for you came in at sixth form.
Yeah, definitely.
As well.
It does improve like your confidence.
Yeah.
Because with me, I found it really hard to talk to like or make friends with people. But now I talk to like everyone.
Yeah, we became
I'm
friends in like 2 hours.
Exactly.
So
like I like run around. Like,
A lot of hugging.
a lot of
hugging.
hugging. A lot. Like if anyone wants a hug, I'm here.
Another thing, like with musical theatre or even like BRIT in general, but I'll be specific with musical theatre, is say, for example, I want to do singing in the future, and say I'm not the best dancer, but in my strand, we have the best dancers, apart from dance strand, obviously. Don't want to cause any drama there, but we have like amazing dancers. So if I ever was going to do like a tour or I wanted to do a music video, my friends are my dancers. I've already worked with them. Or if I wanted to be in a movie, I'm friends with actors and actresses. So you just, there's a lot of networking that can go on, because you don't need to be strong in all three, because you've got people that are strong in other things around you.
I'd say that just sums up BRIT in itself.
Yeah, in general. It doesn't just apply to MT at all.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. So obviously we know that it's okay if you're not as strong in one aspect, but what was that like actually the adjust to doing the dance more?
I'd say like it's nerve-wracking. No one should pretend that, oh, it's cool, I got it all. Like, someone's always going to be nervous about something, whatever you're auditioning to. I mean, it's a change. BRIT School isn't like any other school, so just coming here alone can be daunting for some people. But I'd say accept the change. Change is always good. It allows you to meet new people. Like, my whole future plans have changed coming to BRIT, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's just growth.
So
I'd say, accept it. Yeah, definitely.
That's just fantastic. So would you say that this course is just for those who want to be the West End stars, or do you think other people would just enjoy this course too, purely as like a learning?
Yeah, not at all. It's definitely not just for West End stars. I mean, sure, it would be perfect for them.
Yeah.
But for example, one of my close friends, she wants to be a lawyer. She's gonna go to university. Hope she gets in next year and study law. But she's done musical theatre and she doesn't regret it one bit. She's made amazing friends, including me. But she's gained so much confidence. Like, if she had to go to an interview to prepare for uni or had to talk to anyone, she would be able to speak eloquently, be able to like express herself well, and musical theatre has helped her with that. So it's not just for the West Enders or like the people that do jazz hands all the time. It's literally for everyone.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, working. Do you want to?
No, go ahead.
I was just about to say, like, working collaboratively. Like, obviously, like we do theatre, not musical theatre. But I suppose, particularly in the devising aspects that you were talking about, of working together, working collaboratively, that is such an essential life skill, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It teaches you teamwork. It also teaches you, like, in the devising, I cleaned up my leadership skills. So you learn how to be on both sides, a leader and like someone that's cooperative, someone that's like a team worker. So it makes you a very well-rounded person.
Also, like, it's all well and good asking the teachers what an average like day or a week is like, but I feel like it's better to ask a student.
Definitely.
Like, because that way you can like...
You get the truth.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What's it like?
So an average day, now I'm in year 13, so I'd say it's quite different to year 12. Year 13, they're really preparing us for the future, whatever route you want to go down on. Like, the staff are fully equipped for anything, so they're helping the students who want to be lawyers, who want to be doctors. There's literally a staff member for everyone. But I'd say this year is a lot of training just to make you fitter, make you a healthier person, make you understand your body, make you help you understand what path you want to go down on. So we're doing a lot with UCAS applications.
Yeah, we are as well, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm sure like every strand would be doing that. But with musical theatre specifically, like now we've got a new dance teacher. She's amazing, Carly. And we have to come in at like 8 a.m. to do HIIT classes, which is like exercise. So if you ask me what that was like, I'd be like, HIIT class is so difficult. But when you look at it from like the bigger picture, it's like those HIT classes are an opportunity. Those are going to help me in the future. They're going to increase my stamina. So there's so much, like, I could talk all day about what a typical day is like an MT, but obviously you know the basics: singing, acting, dancing, and then all the other magic around it.
That's fantastic.
So much
Thank you
for letting us interview you.
No problem. Thank you. It was cool being on the other side. That was nice.
So, though looking at this right now, I think the best way to really describe what Maya's been saying is actually see some of musical theatre itself. So, right now we've got a video performance of MT. Hope you enjoy.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back, don't you come back, don't you come back, don't you come back no more.
So that was our musical theatre VT. With us now is Kerry Weston, head of IDD.
Hi.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
We also have a student in the room. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Salam, and I am in year 13 of IDD.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have both perspectives in the room, so we'll give you a couple more questions. First of all, what does IDD stand for?
Interactive digital design.
Okay, what
can
does that
answer.
mean? Because that's quite a big title. How can you break that down for us?
Basically, anyone who's interested in art, design, even filmy stuff,
Okay.
if they can create that digitally, that's what we're interested in. So artists who like to get on the computer.
Cool.
So would you say that you'd have to have knowledge over certain softwares, such like
No.
Adobe and Maya?
We teach that. We don't expect people to come in with that. We expect people to come in with just a real passion for art and a real love for the creative industries. It could be games, it could be 3D, it could be animation, it could be graphic design, it could be advertising, and then we teach software stuff.
Yeah, so you just have to come with a passion,
Just a
basically.
passion.
Sort of plays to what the students are coming in for, really.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, like when I came in, I'd never really used any professional softwares except for maybe one. And that was something that actually really intimidated me, and I thought it was going to be a big deal. It's honestly not at all. You come in there and it's such a nurturing environment where you really are, you know that you can learn while you're there and that you can do the most while you're in the room.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't even matter because if you want to go ham at it, you go ham at it.
I think the thing that a lot of people forget is that BRIT School is an educational institute. People think that
Yeah.
you come here and you have to be perfect and ready for the job. That's
Exactly.
the point of coming here. You're meant to be taught. We have the teachers,
Yeah.
we have the directors, so you don't have to come in fully equipped. That's what the school does for you. So obviously, from a student's perspective, what qualities would you say you have that make you suitable for IDD, or what would you say that they look for in students?
I'll be very honest. I actually came from like a fine art background, and I'd drawn a bit and things like that digitally, but I was really experienced with paper. And if I'm going to be very honest, it's really just about being hands-on. Your ability to just take anything on, and your ability and like need to learn. if you have that inside of you that I really want to learn and I want to be able to do this thing and keeping that in your mind, I really think that's what qualifies an IDD student. There's no such thing as like skimming the top of milk. Like when you're in IDD, you go the full like horse ride and like you go and you make a whole game and you make
Go
a
big
whole
or go
thing.
home.
Exactly.
Yeah, we push people really hard, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen a lot of the students like, so much work. But it's good. It must be rewarding once you've completed projects and everything.
The interesting thing that you just said, you came from like a more fine art background. So why did you choose IDD over VAD? Out of curiosity.
To be fully honest, I was kind of in the environment or whatever before coming to BRIT of like fine art, and I really appreciated it. But then I was thinking I have a really great passion for animation, and you'll find that a lot in IDD. That, you know, if you ask someone seriously, look them in the eyes and be like, what do you want to do? They'll really tell you, I want to make games, I want to make animations, I want to make movies, I want to make spectacular things. And yeah, it was because I wanted to move forward with that goal of mine.
It was the perfect platform.
Yeah,
for you
it
to
really
go forward
was.
To really do what you wanted.
Absolutely, it came at the right time.
Oh, wonderful.
fantastic.
So, Kerry, what type of paths do your students go down?
It varies so massively because we do sit right in the middle of sort of VADs and FMP. People go off into 3D animation, 2D animation, graphic design, advertising, branding, film and media production, all sorts.
So much. Basically, you can do anything.
Yeah, games design actually is
It's
a
quite
really
a
big
gateway
pathway as well.
opening kind of strand, isn't it?
Yeah,
for BRIT?
it is. It's technical and art skills, so any industry that takes that is what we train to.
Wonderful. Specifically for you, what path do you plan on going down? Like, are you sure yet? Are you unsure? What are your options at the moment?
Again, to be very honest, I kind of came in and I was very like wonky. I didn't really know, but right now I'm actually very assured with the idea. I'm going to go do a foundation, an art and design diagnostic to further like my learning, develop myself, explore more, because IDD is great. Not only does it teach you like, oh yeah, I can make an animation, I can use a software, but it's also about like professional practice, learning how to
make the
be
best
professional.
one.
Yes,
Yes,
like
the details.
like the whole thing, a constant ride of am I in the industry basically, and that seems intimidating, but it's really not. It's actually bringing students up into the belief I can make worthwhile content while I am this young, and that's really
And
amazing.
different content as well. We're looking for people who, you know, have reference of artists, of politics, current affairs, anything, history, and we ask them to create new genres and new pieces of work and find sort of gaps in the markets of the current industries and really push themselves towards there.
I suppose, like in the same way that VAD or theatre or musical theatre use their own craft to portray, well, themselves, have their own message. I suppose IDD is just perfect for that in the way. The people who don't necessarily go to the performing arts aspects,
absolutely.
I'd say.
Yeah, somebody, you know, we were looking for people with something to say and want to say it in a visual way. So
Personally, I'll be very honest. Personally, I came to IDD with a different mindset, and IDD actually taught me to be myself and create a worthwhile content that I care about, which is a really important thing, especially for the amount of diverse people that come into IDD. You know, you've got loads of girls, you've got loads of people from different backgrounds, minorities, and different sexualities and everything like that.
Loads of stories to tell.
There's so many, and that's what I learned, is that our stories are important and they should be in the media and they should be created, and that's the biggest thing I learned with my final major projects actually. And you can thank you.
Yay, well done.
It does just sound like IDD really sort of embodies that diversity, that need to get people's messages out there.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That's what it's for, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's about moving forward, really moving forward.
What's your favourite part of IDD? You as a student, and then you can tell us your perspective as a teacher. What's your favourite part to teach?
Again, it's like actually being with people like yourself. You know, the way I describe it, it's like you went around to every school in the country and picked up kind of the nerd, and that's not even a negative thing, and like plopped them all in the same room, and then they're all like, it's really like being at home. Like the person next to you, you can turn around and talk to them about that game that you're obsessed with, about like that TV show, that cartoon, that animation, like real passion there, and it's like conserved into this place. And beyond that, it's also you would know, like the opportunities we get are immense. Like that is, looking back on IDD the last year.
Yeah, you've done some great thing.
You know,
Can you give us like some examples of projects you guys have?
So we worked with Apple, with the Apple store in Regent Street. We worked with music students, and Salam
Okay,
was
I
one
get
of-
what you mean now. Crazy
It was
events.
so cool.
Salam Live illustrated a music student on an iPad Pro in the
To
the
an
Regent
audience,
Street
and
store.
this
I actually remember
Regent Street.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Someone live streamed that over
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
through their own thing. That was amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and
fantastic.
like that's Oxford Street, Central London.
I think I
so
could
crazy.
do that. No biggie. It sounds easy. Yeah.
Well, let's take
And what
next
else
episode
was
of
the-
Stranded.
On the next
That's-
episode of
there's the
Stranded.
pitch.
I went to the Mill, and the Mill, if you don't know, it's like one of the biggest VFX companies across the world. Like that opportunity, I remember like one of our teachers saying, "I wish I could be in your shoes." Like that's amazing. And I went there, and it was one of the most amazing experiences I had because you were treated like a real industry member, like you were a valuable creative, and we won the competition, my group that I led.
Well
So,
done,
yeah.
congratulations.
We're trying to make more and more links with, we're obviously open to industry partners with what we do, and
Yeah.
we try and get live briefs wherever we can, and put it into the course.
So, what's your favorite part of teaching?
Honestly, it's the show. So we have a show in February, and it's where we kind of get everybody's work across the year groups, and you get to see it all in one place. And I think as a teacher, sometimes you can forget how good your students are when you're
Yeah.
teaching people on a daily basis. But actually, when you get that together, and then you get other people coming in going,
You're
it's
like, yes, they are so
then
good.
you take a step
yeah.
back and actually you look at it and you go, do you know what? I'm so proud of this. We're always really proud of our students' work, and that is the point where you see it all come together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That is just fantastic. Thank you guys.
Thank
for
you
coming.
so
Thank
much
you so
for
much.
giving me a
So-
microphone.
You got a lot of praises there, so you're gonna have a very good night tonight, aren't you? Cool. Next up, we've heard a little bit about IDD. Actually, we've heard a lot about IDD. But if you want to look at any more, hear about any more, we're about to show you a little clip exploring the day in the life of a student at IDD. So enjoy, guys.
I'm Kerry Weston. I am currently Director of Interactive Digital Design here at the BRIT School. So this is a show of all of our students' work from year 10 to year 13. And as you can see behind me, people are having a really good look at what is about. We've got 3D work, motion graphics, we've got 2D animation, 3D animation, graphic design, all sorts of stuff.
And that was the IDD showcase.
Perfect. That was
Amazing.
wonderful.
That was fantastic.
So now we have an interview with our head over Strand Theatre, Simon Stevens. Hello, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Hello, good evening.
How you
How are
doing?
you
I'm
today?
very well, thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, in year 13, which obviously us three are in, you take part in Common Ground. Can you explain to everyone who doesn't know what that is,
Yeah, it's a season of theatre work. It's a culmination of the year's work, but also all of the work that you've done through year 12 in sort of preparation, all of the technique classes you've attended, voice, physical theatre, improvisation, putting all of those into practice on 2 major productions. So everyone is either in one of 3 scripted plays, which is this year The Government Inspector, Jekyll and Hyde, or Road, and then
which is
also
obviously the best one.
Road, potentially. And then the other project that all of the year group are in is a piece of devised work, and this year, whilst it's really in its early stages, is a piece that we're creating in response to the music of the artist formerly known as Prince.
Perfect. I know. It's going to be interesting.
You say that like we weren't told.
Good surprise acting.
Thank you. This is what I learned on the course.
Best, Simon.
Thanks.
So in 30 seconds,
please describe theatre
to everyone.
As a
strand.
Just a strand.
Not as an art form.
I mean, a bit of both.
If you want.
Okay, so the theatre strand is a course that is aimed at giving people a broad understanding, insight, experience of what it means to make theatre. So there are students who are really committed to careers as performers and want to pursue acting, but there are students who are really interested in writing or directing, and we want to make sure that the students who come and study theatre at the BRIT School understand how it works as an art form, what it means to collaborate with others, what it means to work with others, and to explore and experience the world through the medium of theatre as an art form.
That was really well done.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And so, with all these trainings with the techniques and stuff, are there any other ways that we can go on to do outside of BRIT as well? Do you train us to do other things as well?
Yeah, so we want to make sure that students understand the industry and the challenges of the industry. It is a really competitive industry, theatre, acting, the performing arts, but it is one of the biggest exports, it's one of the biggest industries in this country, and there's all sorts of opportunities for creative arts careers. And so we do look at the industry, the other roles, not just performing, not just acting, but the other things that people might do. And also students can explore that in much more depth in our Year 14 course for students that decide that they might want to stay on with us for a 3rd year, and they get a qualification in arts management, so they look at producing, how to raise money, how to market theatre as well.
It's the last show that actually came from the 3rd year, from the bridge course. That was Sticky. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Sticky?
Yes, yeah. So that was a piece that we commissioned a professional playwright to create for us with a professional director, and they collaborated with the company of actors. There were 14 students on the course, and it was a piece that was really challenging. It was exploring some of the challenges of the British sex education system and what perhaps it's not doing in terms of empowering and equipping our young people with an understanding of sex education and relationships and how to build those relationships positively. And it had an amazingly successful run at the Southwark Playhouse, which is one of our leading off-West End theatres. Students performed there for nearly 3 weeks. And we had, a huge number of audiences who responded really, really positively.
So I was wondering, because I was an external student,
same here.
Do you have any advice for people coming to audition of how they can stand out from anyone else, or
kind of make a mark on the department?
Yeah, I think we're looking for people who are really, really well prepared, who are in control of their material, the material that they prepared for that meeting, and that they're really able to communicate a passion and an enthusiasm and a commitment to theatre as an art form. We're looking for aptitude and commitment as much as anything else. So if you're able to communicate that, if the material you've chosen is good, you're secure in it, and you're able to show some interpretive flair in the delivery of those speeches, then that will stand you in really good stead in those admissions meetings.
Cool. What is the most exciting thing about working with
Us.
Us.
I mean,
us.
yeah,
actually.
yeah. What's
I'm going to just, rather than you three, I'll just talk in general terms. But yeah, I
we
think
can talk
the
about us three in a minute.
thing that is, the thing that's really exciting about working at the BRIT School in general is that it's an incredibly creative environment. My training and education was in theatre. I went to university, I went to drama school, and actually the sort of richest creative experiences I've had as a professional have been in this school, have been in this building, making work with young people who share that passion, who are really, really positive and engaged and excited about theatre and making theatre. And being in a room with people who have that shared passion and commitment is really infectious, it's really exciting, and it's really powerful, because I believe that theatre is a really powerful force for change. It allows us to examine and critique the world that we live in. All theatre is political, and that's something that we hope that we instill in the young people who come here. And yeah, so that's what makes it a really, really exciting place to work.
So is there any pieces of theatre that you want to explore with like new sets of students? Like, is there anything you haven't done before and you want to go out your comfort zones?
Yeah, there's loads of plays and theatre that I'd really like to study in more depth, or to direct or work with students. There's a play that is just about to open in the West End called The Inheritance, which was at the Young Vic, which is a really amazing piece of theatre. It's in 2 parts, so you go on one day to see part 1, another day to see part 2. But it's a piece that's about generations of gay men and living in the kind of post-AIDS generation. And for me, that's really exciting, because it's examining something that we haven't looked at in the arts before. It has kind of references to classical literature, to the work of E.M. Forster, who's a writer I really admire. So actually, at some point, that's a play I'd really love to look at with a group of young people. And also the play Amelia, which I saw this summer at the Globe, which was incredibly powerful, created by an all-female company. It was incredibly empowering to see that show. And again, that's something that I know as a theatre department we're really keen to explore with the students who come here.
Of course, as well, we've obviously just started studying the UAL qualification the past 2 years, which is obviously which is obviously changed from the last qualification. How is it? How does it feel to have like how does
it feel to have the qualification change?
The qualification change, and what's that bring about having the qualification change? Is there more freedom? Is there more room for devising?
Yeah, I think we're really confident in the course that we offer and the content that we've created over the sort of the 25, 26 years that the theatre department has existed and evolved. And so the UAL qualification gave us the opportunity to reflect on that. Were we happy with everything that we were offering? Did we want to add, extend what we were doing? And it just gave us a really great opportunity to reflect, to expand, to redevelop some aspects of the course. And that's a really good thing for anyone, whether you're an artist or an educator, to kind of go, are we doing the very best that we can do? Do we want to open up these opportunities and possibilities that our course offers young people?
Perfect.
That's fantastic. That's perfect.
Hello. So, what has been your favourite part of the Year 13s last year?
Yeah. So, as a year group, you've obviously got most of the year ahead of you, but I think you had a really exciting Year 12. Strawberry Picking, the New Writing Festival, is always a real highlight, where students get to write their own plays and then they're directed and performed by their peers. That is always a great point in the year. And for me, I'm a real lover of Shakespeare. It's really important to me. I love lots of Shakespeare's plays.
An excellent Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you. And yeah, so that was a real highlight for me, working on Midsummer Night's Dream. It's a play that I know very well, but I wanted to look at it in a fresh way. So I had an all-female cast, which was really exciting to hear those words spoken and delivered through a female gaze, and what that might bring to the the piece. So that for me was a really high point in terms of my own work as an artist and a director, and to work with a group of really exciting young women.
I mean, as well, just looking at that production, just beyond just the actresses within the production. The production itself, the quality of the set making, the costumes as well. It was such a wonderful performance. It was one that really stood out for me from last year's Shakespeare season. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I was really lucky that the production art students that I worked with, the set designer, the costume designer, the lighting designer, the sound designer, they really bought into the vision that I had, and they then went even further than I could have hoped. So they really had responded and thought about what I had sort of asked them. And I think you're absolutely right, Luke, that the level of the work, the quality of the work of those production art students was really exceptional. And for me, elevated that production beyond anything I could have really hoped for.
Production arts definitely creates some beautiful work for us. I'm so thankful for them.
And also, if you want to see some of the costumes from Midsummer's, they're actually up in the
foyer.
Yeah, they are. And bottom, and what was it? Is Demetrius?
Puck's up there as well.
So that's all we have time for at the moment. Thank you so much.
My
for coming.
pleasure.
So much.
See you on Friday. Tomorrow.
Now we have a video showing our political protests from last year.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
It's Political Protest Day at the BRIT School. It's come round again, and this year theatre students are focusing on human rights, animal testing and the NHS. Which one's your favourite? Which one kind of makes the hits hardest?
There's one in there about masculinity that these boys do, and it's really good because it uses, I don't know, they kind of make kind of music and they grab your attention, and it's very clear and it's different. There's a couple in there that are quite there's a girl in a cage screaming, and it got a bit too much for me. She was shaking about, and I just I can't watch that. It's just too much.
Is she breathing?
Someone
Is she
take her
okay?
pulse!
Where's her mother?
Someone help her! Help! Take her money! Take her jacket!
So you guys are both year 12, right? Which means this is one of your first performances?
Yeah, it's our first performance in front of the rest of the school, so it was kind of like a moment to step up.
Yeah.
To share what year 12 theatre has to offer, I suppose.
So what was your political protest about?
Catcalling.
Yeah, we were doing on how catcalling is seen as normal and it's not considered abuse. It's kind of just accepted.
It's the norm, really.
That's very topical as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was your political protest?
It was about male suicide, and we believe that people don't take it serious, and it needs to be it needs to have more of an awareness.
Midfield! That's enough! Get in 2 lines!
So what was the process to come up with your idea?
The process was, firstly, we got split into groups, and us all being friends, and all males, we thought, why not talk about male suicide? Or any other male-related topic, but we kind of decided, instead of just to go down male suicide route, also chip in other stuff. So, for instance, my character was love, Taj was anxiety, depression, drugs, anxiety, and he was the leader, the sorority leader. So basically, it all came from all inspiration came from a film called Burning Sands, and that's where some of the movements came from, and the drop, the bind up, the initial pride, and it all inspired off each other, and it just a bit of hard work, and we created that.
Bloody hell is going on? I'm not even.
So, thank you everybody for watching our open evening special of BRIT Live.
We hope tonight has opened up your minds and allowing you to understand what each course does.
We hope you're not sick of us yet, because our season 3 hasn't even started. It's starting October the 10th.
Thank you so much for watching.
And we'll see you again soon.
Have a good day. Bye.